Could we start actually with the darling on the internet these days is creatine. People talk about 3 to 5 grams a day, and then I've heard other people talking about if you take 20 grams a day, you have like these mental benefits. Like, what are the benefits, and are there any cons to taking creatine, and how should tennis players be using this supplement?
Yeah. So creatine's a great discussion. It's been around for over 50 years. It's been studied. That and caffeine are the two most studied supplements out there. So creatine started as basically to replenish your ATP PC system, which is that first immediate energy. If you're going to run, 10 meters or do a vertical jump or hit a serve or play a point less than about 7 or 8 seconds, that's the main energy system that you're utilizing. So if you can get your creatine phosphate levels higher by supplementing with creatine, you can recover better in those environments. So for strength training, it became very popular because that's what you need to lift heavy typically, is to that energy system. So that's why creatine was used. It was mainly in the bodybuilding world, in the sports athletic world, as a very important supplement. And so it does that. It does what it's supposed to do. There's thousands of studies that have been replicated that have shown the benefits. The challenges with creatine for athletes that are sweating a lot and that are out in the environment is it moves water a little bit inside the system. So it brings water into the cell, which is a good thing for strength training, but it's a little challenging sometimes if you're sweating a lot and if your heart rate is going up significantly over and over and over again if you're not well hydrated. If you're well hydrated, you're fine. But as we know with tennis athletes, it's really hard to stay well hydrated. If you're playing a 3-hour match, doesn't matter how much you drink, especially male tennis players, you can't replenish your sweat rate. You sweat more than you can actually drink in. So it's a bit of a concern in very hot and humid environments from that standpoint. So that's the main, say, risk with it. Some people get gastrointestinal issues with creatine, bloating. They feel some challenges there. So you'll know, though, within the first week of trying it, if it bothers you or not. So those are the big challenges. In off season, in training weeks, it's usually a pretty good idea, pretty useful. It's legal. There's no issues with WADA or the tennis integrity units or anything like that. So you can use creatine, no problem. Dosing is a real interesting question. 3 to 5 grams has been the majority of studies that have been analyzed for sports performance and what we're talking about. The 20 grams or the super dosing that you've mentioned has come from the wellness industry predominantly, and it's looking at cognitive function, aging, individuals that aren't exercising a lot. The hard part with 20 grams is you get a lot of bloating issues, gastrointestinal stuff. I don't usually recommend that for elite athletes because they already have a lot of challenges with stomach stuff, just from all the travel, eating different food, being in different environments. You don't want to add another potential challenge to your stomach. So that's the risk with it. So with older athletes or older clients that aren't playing at a super high level, it could be something to consider for cognitive benefits and, reduction even possibly in dementia symptoms and things like that is something where there's a lot of excitement around high dose creatine right now. But you just got to be a little careful with how you approach that. So that's the creatine sort of discussion.
And what about timing? Does it matter if you take it before, during, after, or is it just doing it daily that's important?
Yeah, the best is usually to take it before workouts that are going to use that energy system the most. So before a heavy strength training session is kind of ideal. It doesn't really matter. You can take it in the morning because it saturates the cells and it's through the body. But in general, if you were going to pick it, you'd like it to have the highest dose in the bloodstream right when you need it the most, which is during a heavy strength session. So usually an hour or two before a strength session is kind of ideal so that the levels are as high as possible that day.
Thanks for watching this clip. If you want to watch the full episode, the link is in the description down below.